Hi, Jeff. I'm Ginger Riddle. I'm interviewing on behalf of Citizens for Good Governance. I'm interviewing Jeff Bollin, who is running for Lansing School Board, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
And thank you for joining us, Jeff. Tell us why you are running and what do you hope to accomplish?
So I'm running for re-election. So I'm currently finishing up my first term and I still have a couple of kids in the district, so I would like to continue serving on the board. I feel like once I got on, we've made a lot of progress in many areas considering curriculum with adding CT or trying to get CTE programs added, um, advancing the AP and dual credit for high school. We made a lot of systematic and changes with all the buildings, really. And a lot of that was due to us hiring our new superintendent. I feel like that was a really good step in the right direction for our district. And I feel like we're in a transition period where there's a lot of things on the horizon that I still want to see come through while I'm serving. And part of that is the maintenance issue, which is a big reason that I ran in the first place. And I would really like to stay on and kind of see that through since I've been on facilities committee for a couple of years now, kind of spearheading that issue. And I'd really like to continue with that and then continue with the support we've shown the teachers with raising their pays every year and kind of keep that moving. And I'd really like to just see the community come back together in a full support for the school system before I step aside.
Okay. I think you kind of touched on this already, but what's your vision for the future of our schools and how would you help the district adapt to changing needs and growth and demographic shifts and things like that?
So yeah, I think we've made a good shift towards trying to focus, especially on our graduating students, is giving them multiple options as they graduate and move on, whether that be the CTE or giving them all the tools they need as they go to college to get some AP classes and dual credit out of the way so they can hit the ground running when they do get to college. Um, and even I feel like even with our special education program district wide, we've made a lot of strides in the right direction in that aspect. I'd like to continue to see that program not necessarily grow, but grow in a way as it's continuing to focus on every kid that's in there and helping those children succeed as well. Um, and then I'll touch on the maintenance once again for the future. It's been touched on a lot over the last couple of years about all the maintenance issues we need to do just to maintain the facilities we have. And I would like to see in the next 5 to 8 years all those issues taken care of to where we have a good capital outlay plan to where we can be maintaining our facilities every year as it goes on and we don't get in this situation again.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What criteria and process should be used when the to make decisions about curriculum and supporting materials?
For me, the first thing I look at would be the review from our teachers and staff. Um, I personally do not have an educational background, so I personally really trust in our educational professionals that we employ in the district, and not only our district, but also reviews from other districts as well, and then the national experts. Um, but first and foremost, I believe we need to take the opinion of our teachers who are going to be teaching that material very seriously in our consideration of what's going to be taught.
Okay. How should you may have touched on some of this already, but how should the district address the needs of students from diverse backgrounds, including those with disabilities or low income or from low income homes?
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of did touch on this in a way, I guess, but I think we need to continue to build a systematic approach to everything. And Mr. Kobza has really helped to do that. And that will continue. That would also fall into this question, as it shouldn't matter what demographic or, where you're at on your learning scale. We need to make sure that we're providing the resources to be able to focus on every child, no matter what point in their education they're at. And I think we've tried to do that by hiring more paras or support staff as requested by the teachers, because it really does take a village of teachers and paras and interventionists to really make sure that we're not leaving any child behind and they're all getting the attention they need.
Okay. How do you engage with students, parents, teachers, and community members to inform your decision making?
How do I engage with them? Was that what you asked? I'm sorry.
Yes, that was the question.
So I'm probably in the high school the most out of anything. So I really do see a lot of the staff at the high school quite regularly and have verbal conversations, face to face about any issues they may have. Um, and I always encourage everyone that my email is always open to any communication, and also provide my cell phone number to anyone. Um, I have reached out in the past. Say there was a question about something at elementary or intermediate. Um, I would also go through the superintendent in those aspects and ask for the opinion of a leader at that building to try to help inform my decisions.
Sure. What do you see as the top three challenges facing the district, and how do you address those?
Top three challenges. I'd say number one as a challenge for me would be our maintenance. Because without our buildings maintained and a good learning environment, we won't be able to give the students what they need. And the challenge with that, which has been very vocal over the last few years, is the money aspect, the financing. So I find that is probably our biggest challenge right now at this point, is trying to get the funding we need to take care of these maintenance issues, to be able to maintain the buildings and keep that positive learning environment for all our students. Um, so that'd be number one. Number two, I'd say we've kind of touched on this as well, is to make sure that we're giving every child the environment they need to learn. I know we've made great strides in the last couple of years, but I think there's still progress that needs to be made to make sure that no child is left behind. And then number three, I would say would be I would say possibly a behavior slash making sure parents are involved in their child's education. Um, Overall, I think our community does a great job of being involved, but I feel like there's always room for improvement. And if we can really get the parents involved in their everyday education, then I believe that would help with some of the behavior issues that we do see, especially in elementary as kids are starting out in the school environment.
Okay. Are there experiences you've had or qualifications that make you well suited to serve on the school board?
So over the last 4 years, I served as the president of the board for 2 years. And during that time, I played a very vital role in our superintendent search of finding our new superintendent, Mr. Kobza. I participated in the strategic plan for the district. That was a very, very educational experience for me, getting the community, the staff, and parents, teachers, everyone involved in that. Um, I do try to stay in touch with some community board members for surrounding districts as well. And I go to some of the trainings with KASB and try to go to convention every year. That's kind of my, I guess, highlights of actual being on the board. Um, Prior experience, I served on a fire department for 18 years in my previous district, where I served as the department treasurer for 10 of those years. And I currently serve as a project manager for the company I work for, where I'm constantly dealing with budgets and responsibility with money fiscally to make sure the jobs make money. So
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us to do this. We
yeah.
appreciate it. Is there anything else you'd like our viewers to know about you?
Um, like I said, I'd just like to reiterate that I do have two kids in the district. They are both high schoolers, and I love being involved in the community. Um, but I feel like I really have the feeling to serve, and I feel like I can make a positive difference. I've served 4 years, and I think the next four would kind of continue on what we've started. And I'd really like to see our board come together as one to where we're really striving to do what's best for the district. And like I said, I just really want to see the community and the schools and everybody all come together again and really do what's best for everyone.
Okay. Thank you again.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.